Okay, sorry. I got confused there for a second.
Good afternoon. My name is State Representative Samakab Hussein, District 65A. I'm honored to be here with you all. Thank you for being here with my colleagues. And as you can see, Nasra Ahmed and her father's here with us, the family members that happened to the tragedy in St. Paul about a week ago.
Hello, my name is, excuse me.
Thank you. And over the last 2 weeks, my office has been receiving endless complaints from our community about civil rights violation on our streets and our community. We are hearing from U.S. citizens, parents, young people, and working family who say they have been stopped with no clarity cost and demanding to show their identity, whether they are citizens or whether they are here illegally or legally way in the state of Minnesota. Let me be clear, this is not a normal, it is unlawful, and it's not public safety. It is intimidation, harassment, and it looks like racial profiling for those people, black and brown, that has been detained in St. Paul and the state of Minnesota. Many of you have seen the video that's circling online about Nasra Ahmed. Nasra Ahmed is 23 years old, U.S. citizen, born here in Minnesota, raised in Minnesota. She was unjustly arrested by ICE and detained for 2 days with no legal representation, with no giving a clear answer why she got arrested. Nasra just has been released, but she's not fine yet because She's shocked, devastated, traumatized, and she will never be the same until she got arrested. But what we experienced, it felt like a nightmare when I spoke with her, that she is not feeling the same person. She feels fear. She asks questions herself whether she belonged in here or not, even though she was born in the United States of America. She has been harassed because the way she looks like, the way she dressed. It was easy target to pick up because she is Somali American, but they did not ask her whether she's, born here, and she's been saying it clearly that I am citizen, I am born here in America, never seen in the country. This bigger than one case. Every single person reporting this incident, it's a person of color. That's unacceptable. So today I'm saying clearly, this has to stop for the racial profiling that we've seen in our state of Minnesota. Targeting of black and brown community in Minnesota must end. No one should be treated like a criminal because of their skin color, because their name, because their accent, or the neighborhood that they live in. Because what ICE is doing, they're targeting Pacific community. They're targeting where immigrant people and people of color live in public housings. They're not targeting other individuals, but they're targeting for those people that does not look like them. Minnesota is better than this. We will not be silent. We will be demanding answer, and we will demand accountability for those people that's doing bad in our state. As a state legislator, and many of my colleagues here today, we will hold accountability for those hurting, for those people that, whether it's citizens or living in the state of Minnesota, we will be willing to protect. But now I would like to call Nasra Ahmed for her to testimony and say a few words.
Does this mic work?
Yeah, it works.
Hello.
You can sit back.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure.
Come a little closer.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you so
great.
much. Hi, hello. I am very grateful to have this opportunity to speak in front of everyone, and thank you to my senator for representing me and the people behind me for representing me. I can never be more grateful than I am right now. I'm not used to the attention and the fame, unwanted fame that I am receiving right now. My image is out there, but it's an image for a reason. It's an image that I will carry for the rest of my life. And I am proud. I am proud to say that I've survived ICE. I'm proud to say that I stood up for what is right. And many people are saying, including my family and friends, that I will go down in history. And I will carry this on my shoulders, and I will carry it even though I am fearful. I am a bit anxious. I'm going to admit that I didn't expect this to happen, but here I am speaking in front of everyone, and there's cameras recording me. Hi, everyone who's watching me right now. Yeah, my name is Nasra. It's nice to meet you guys. It's nice to meet everyone. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Minnesota. I also grew up in Columbus, Ohio, but I also grew up here, and I was also raised here. I was raised in both cities. Both are well-known Somali communities. So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. People don't really see, like, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean. So what I'm trying to say is people might be confused by me being Somali, but then when they hear my like voice, they say, this girl is very American. There's something American about her. So like my family says, you're so American. You're so American. There's something American about you. But then when other people see me, they're like, there's something Somali about you. You're really Somali, you know? So that's what it's like. You know, people always trying to assume what you are, but they know you're both. So they cannot separate the two. They just want to say, oh, you're this, you're that. But that's what it is. It's to be both. So, yeah, so I got kidnapped by ICE. So now we're going to get into the story of what made me stand here today. So that story is I got kidnapped by ICE. So ICE came to my neighborhood, where my neighborhood is a very Somali neighborhood. It's a predominantly Somali neighborhood. There's many Somalis that live here. And they kidnapped me. They took me. They arrested and detained me for 2 days, and I was put in county jail. Then there was this ICE agent who called me a racial slur. So with my skin color and me being a black person, in America, I go through a lot. I see a lot. I've experienced a lot of things. I'm also Somali, and I'm gonna say right now that even though people see me as Somali, I'm still a black person, and I can't separate the two. My skin is still dark. I'm still a black person, and like just a black person of Somali descent. My ethnic origin is Somali, but I'm black. I'm a person who's black under America. So I still experience racism. I still experience many things that black Americans face. And the two can exist, and many people don't really realize that, because what they see is oh, so Somalis can't be black and they can't be, you know, Somali, but that's not the case. So yeah, so I was called a racial slur by this ICE agent, and this ICE agent was igniting racial violence towards me. He was inciting racial violence, and he was targeting these two Somali men. They were following these two Somali men who ran out the car, and when they ran out the car, what happened was I was walking towards that area that these two men were. They were holding the door for me. And I believe these men were Somali. I'm not sure if they were some other group, but like they were like a different East African descent. But they were, what I've seen is that they were Somali. And so when they came, they were following these two men, and I was waiting for these two men to hold the door for me. And I told them, hey, can you hold the door for me? And I walked right in the middle. And when I was in the middle, ICE came. They came out of their cars. They asked me to see my ID. And while they were asking me to see the ID, they just decided it was nice to be racist and say really nasty things to me. And yeah, that man, he called me the N-word, and I'm going to say it's the word that's in the To Kill a Mockingbird. If you've ever read that book, it's the word that's in that book. And he called me that, and then he arrested me. They arrested me. It was multiple people. They used a lot of force to arrest me. I actually got a scab that was healing while I was in jail. But they pushed me hard. They used a lot of violence. My body still hurts. I got a concussion. It's really hard for me to speak because of that concussion. They were just using a lot of force to arrest me, and I was screaming. I was crying. I was so scared. I've never been arrested in my life. I don't have like a criminal record. I have a clean record. It was just, and then that detainment, I was detained. I was literal cuffs were put on my legs, cuffs on my hands, and during the detainment center is Woodville. It's in Fort Snelling. Fort Snelling used to be, historically, it used to be a concentration camp for Native Americans. And they were actually, it was this Native American place where they detained, the concentration camp was, excuse me, but the concentration camp was a place where they kept many Native Americans, and they marched those Native Americans and they killed them. They killed them, they murdered them, and it was named after Bishop Whipple, Henry Whipple, I believe. Hopefully I'm getting my facts correct, but that man was a bishop who actually spoke for Native Americans, and I was actually detained with a Native American woman. And God bless her heart, she went through a lot too. She was also detained by ICE, and she was also a U.S. citizen, and like me, and she had gashes on her face. They shattered her windows. She had blood on her jeans, her corduroy jeans, and she was crying because she was so scared that, because she was with her dog, she was so scared that her dog got hurt. She was so scared for her life. We were both crying together. We were holding each other tight. And I'll never forget, like, the fear that we both felt in our hearts that day. And, like,
Deep breath. It's okay. You did enough, okay?
Mhm.
Take a deep breath. Okay.
I'm so sorry if I'm getting a little emotional,
Take
but
some time. It's okay. You've done enough. Okay.
Thank you.
okay, I'm so sorry.
Wait, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Let's bring her down.
We're just going to call her dad to say exactly what he knows so far.
I'm fine. I'm so sorry. I'm fine.
No.
Sorry, she got a little bit emotion, but I got emotion. My name is Mohamed Ahmed. I was born in Somalia. I'm raised, but I came here as an immigrant. But I'm U.S. citizen. It's not only her, but I got 7 other children with her, with 8. But what Nasra has been experienced is not supposed to be happening to anybody. It's not about whether it's a community of color, whether it's going to be. I just want to start it with, I want to send my condolences first, Renee, family, and everybody, because that way, we carrying that feeling. It's not supposed to be happening to anybody. Being like detained or being shot or being killed for ICE. I think what we have seen as American today everywhere, the image we've been seeing, we've been experiencing is a lot of traumatized. And that is not supposed to be happening here in America. Look like now what we have seen is it's not under control. It's not a control. It's kind of like violence. People by brutalized and people by injured with eyes, and I think that image is not good. But I just want to say, I want to state that what happened, Nasra, it's not supposed to be happening to anybody, whether it's citizen or whether they're going to be here legally living in America, because I have seen a lot of fear created by ICE. People could not go to outside, do their own daily life. They cannot go to shop, they cannot go to work, because people got fear because of how ICE brutalize people, how they, treat, like a lot of mistreatment out there we haven't seen. The image we've seen is not good. But what happened, Nasra, was she was doing her own daily life. She went out, she came back. They sitting at the parking lot, the Afton View apartment. That's where they sitting, that's where they station. Even the other night, 9 o'clock, every night, 9 o'clock, they've been sitting, waiting people to be victimized. That's how they do. They ask about the ID. If the person refuses, jump onto them, then detain, put in the van or whatever the car, take it to the jail. But what happened, Nasra, was not supposed to be happening. And they ask about her identity. What she stated, I wasn't there, but what she stated, she provided to them. But they're not satisfied because how she looked. Then they tried to detain, maybe she resisted, I'm not sure. I wasn't there, but the video is there. When she resisted, they arrested anyway. They put her in jail, I could not find it. The word is spread around the community, be detained. I'm not sure where to follow. The also other issue, the other problem I've been raising today, and the people in America can hear is, ICE, they don't have a place to call even if they detain anybody. It's like, if you be like in the middle of nowhere. Then I talked to Samakab. I'm glad everybody here today. I'm so appreciative. I mean, I talked to representative of Samakab. Then he's the one who helping me out, you know, where to find. And that's where we locate. That's when we located. She's in jail of, I think it was Shelburne County Jail. That's where she located. That's where they put her. They kept her 2 days. They released her. But when she got home, we saw it. You know, she got injured. She got a head concussion. She also got some other bruises on her legs. And she's still feeling like, you know, the way they handcuff, you know, she's still feeling like her hands, pain. She got back pain too. Also two or three guys on the top for her. We have that video too. It's out there. People can see it. And that's what happened. And I'm glad all of you here today to listen to what we're saying. And I appreciate if you guys come to and take to our words and show to the American people what is going on. It's not right thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abba. Senator, would you like to speak, or do I carry on?
No, we'll wait. Thank you. You did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Representative Maria Isa Perez Vega. I represent District 65B of our capital city of St. Paul and the suburb of West St. Paul. I'm also the chair of our St. Paul State House delegation, where this is taking place into a citizen of St. Paul. I'm here to discuss legislation that my colleagues in support of our St. Paul delegation with Representative, our Vice Chair of our delegation, Representative Hussein, as well as member of our St. Paul delegation, our Chair of Veterans Committee, Representative Jay Zhang of the East Side, and as well as our suburbs within the Ramsey County delegation, Representative Peter Fisher, and Representative of St. Paul delegation as well, Representative Lee Finke, on drafting legislation to support funding to be allocated towards St. Paul and Ramsey County family behavioral services for those who have experienced harassment and maltreatment due to the federal agents' surge in what we've experienced, what we have seen that Nasra has experienced and is now have to live with those scars for the rest of her life. We also have been drafting language to be supportive to those children who are of DOPA, have filed for DOPA and are no longer with their parents and guardians, that is separating what we see every day, that is our federal agents getting the enablement of hatred through the support of hatred to divide families. This is what's happening in our capital city. This is what's happening throughout our state. I was here earlier with many similar colleagues that are behind me discussing why we are asking the demands of ICE out. We've heard yesterday in a press conference with several law enforcement from different districts that are represented here and outside of the capital city saying that ICE is not keeping our community safer. Our communities are actually experiencing violence, kidnappings, abductions. It's happening where we can't say we're working on things here at the state day by day. We're working on these issues hour by the hour. We have fellow electeds here from our capital city, from our council members. We have folks that have been working directly with rapid response groups of people that have been legally observing. We have teachers that are demanding the support of help because they are now not only doing the curriculums that we've been passing to have great education in our state for our littlest learners to our higher ed learners that are saying we need support because this is crucial. This is trauma that is not ever going to leave this young woman for the rest of her life. And we as electeds and as legislators are engaged to support the necessities of health care, mental health care, physical health care, emotional support, spiritual, because we've heard from faith leaders that are asking, this must stop. So with that, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time and the leadership. I see Representative Pinto of our workforce, because we know how scared people are to go to work, whether they're from our immigrant neighbors to citizens, and the effects that that's having on our workforce and our economy. So I just want to say thank you to those who have made time to be here to hear her story. It's challenging. Grace is what's needed for this young woman and the many who are not here to share their stories, who are too scared to share their stories, that are citizens, that are being abducted on their way to walk to church, go to school, go grocery shopping, to the stores that are no longer able to keep their businesses open. We need peace, and we're coming here with peace. We're asking for solidarity to make things right and really, truly make Minnesota safe again. Thank you.
I would like to also echo that what happened to Nasra, not only, but I've been getting a lot of other calls, the individuals that has been taken from Minnesota and taken to Fort Snelling and then transferring to Houston, Texas. And then they find out they are legal here to stay United States, and they take their belonging and they let them go with no cell phone, with no identifications, and in the street of Texas. A state that they have never seen, never been. And this has to be end. It's unacceptable. It's kidnapping for those people that here illegally. We're not defending for those people that, does something wrong or, getting to, but we protecting for those individuals that are here, that live in, they are our neighborhoods, they are our co-workers, they are making difference in the state of Minnesota. This is hurting our economy. And as Representative Vega said, we have to have a peace. And it's enough, it's enough. Have you seen a lot of people are protesting because they are demanding for justice?
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to open up for any questions that the press and public may have. But not for Nasra, out of due respect for her emotional well-being.
There was a federal order Friday saying that ICE can no longer use chemical irritants, can no longer do traffic stops, a bunch of stuff seemingly curtailing what ICE agents can do. Have any of you noticed any change in how ICE agents have behaved since that order?
I'm sorry, excuse me. I guess I didn't see that.
Good afternoon, State Representative Mahmoud Noor. I think you've heard from my colleagues. We are seeing violation of the order from the judge. As I speak with you right now, a gentleman from St. Cloud was pulled from his car, who is a U.S. citizen. I do have his documentation. I've seen the video. I know that he was pulled from a car that he was driving on the streets without any targeted process. So ICE is violating what the orders of the judge as I speak to you. They're doing many things right now in South Minneapolis as we speak. We have to follow the rules. We have to follow things that are established through the legal system. We have that separation that needs to be respected. And I can tell you that, no, they're not respecting the order that came from the judge.
What further action could you take then, maybe, if they're not following it?
Representative Dave Pinto from St. Paul. We're aware that there are a series of lawsuits relating to the actions of ICE in our state. And we will have, and I know that the judge, that same judge who issued the order on Friday, is receiving information, or future orders and further orders are expected. So I'll say also, though, it's important that we all, as the people of Minnesota, recognize experiences like what Nasra experienced and others as well, and make it clear to everyone involved that that is completely unacceptable in our state and in our country. Unacceptable, full stop. Thank you.
Sounds like we're hearing story after story of American citizens being detained. That doesn't seem to be something that ICE is at least publicly keeping track of from a data perspective. Is anyone within the Capitol or anything along those lines trying to keep a comprehensive list?
I spoke with our county attorney, our Ramsey County Attorney John Choi this morning, who has expressed, call 911, report to your police, create documentation so that it is filed, so that we can have that data and that we can utilize that data to continue to protect our state. And so please don't eliminate from calling 911. You contact 911. And our Attorney General, I had some messages that Representative Newer can address as well.
So there's a portal that has already been created by the Attorney General, and so we are asking anybody whose rights, their constitutional rights have been violated, they need to do that documentation by uploading the information that they have to that portal.
There's a lot of parents that they're scared to come out, and some of them, they can't afford to go to work, and they can't afford to pay their rent now, and the month is over. So is there somebody can help them, or you guys, anything that you guys prepared to help those people because they're scared to go out?
Hello, everyone. Anika Bowie, St. Paul City Council, Ward 1. So today, during our City Council meeting, the Council has committed to passing a letter to Governor Walz to actually mandate put into effect a moratorium on evictions. We all know that in the midst of this crisis, it's so hard for our landlords and our tenants to even think about rent, think about going to school, thinking about going to work, how to make ends meet. We also are going to be following up with some emergency assistance to help with businesses and also help people with payroll because that's so important. We all know with this times we need a strong economic security blanket to help our loved ones get through.
It sounds like each of the representatives has heard from multiple people who have been detained in recent weeks. Can you speak to what you're hearing about the conditions at the Whipple building for folks who are taken by ICE?
We had a congressional hearing last Friday, right, with over 25 congressional reps from I know that our DFL congressional reps were there, right, our Democrats, and others from all over the country. You heard testimony from folks that were taken, citizens, okay, and the effects of how they were separated from folks who were undocumented, right, and the cries, the tears, the abandonment. I have been reached out by families trying to get accessibility of insulin to folks that need their life-saving medication and they can't get a hold of them. So the conditions are unlawful. And that's another thing. We're not here saying we are against federal action towards immigration. We're here against unlawful federal actions, unconstitutional actions that are the realities of not one, uncountless. I mean, we're working on getting all of that detail, but there's so many people that are just even scared to speak up right now.
We are getting a lot of information that the people that being detained who is need of medical attention, they're not getting it. The people that not treating with respect, they have a bunch of people in one room. This has to end. It's unacceptable, unlawful. We thank you for all you coming, and we appreciate it.